Hello and welcome to another CPAlead tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to set up an offer wall to monetize your game, your GPT site, basically anywhere where you want to advertise some kind of currency or some kind of point incentive uh, for users to complete your surveys. To get started, log into your CPAlead Publisher account, click on Tools, and go to Offerwall. Here you'll see that you have 3 offer wall templates to choose from, with an option to preview each one of them. Each offer wall template is desktop and mobile responsive. That means it will work for desktop devices and all mobile devices. To see what they look like, click on the preview button. You can see this one uses red buttons. If you wanted to, you could change the HTML and CSS code for any of these templates and modify them any which way you want to make them match your game perfectly. So this kind of just gives you a template to start with, and then from there you can kind of just modify it to match your site. Here's another template that we offer. You can see this one's a bit different. This one doesn't use buttons. And the other template, this is my personal favorite. This one uses colorful buttons, which kind of adds a bit more flavor to your website. And sort of it lists clicks a bit better than the other templates, I believe. And you can see how it looks as a desktop on a desktop device, and then you can see how it looks on a mobile device here. So depending on the device that they're using, it'll automatically adjust. And like all templates that we have, you can modify the HTML, the CSS, any which way you want to match your website or game perfectly. After you pick a template, you'll want to modify the page header. This is the name of your game or the site name. Just a simple title would work here. We'll just call this Game of Wars, for example. The next is the app wall instruction text. This is the text that will instruct them to basically click on an offer, complete the offer, or download the mobile app, and then the name of the currency that you have. So we will automatically fill in the currency right here with whatever currency you type in this box here. So if, for instance, your game has gems for currency, let's see, we type in gems here, and then this would automatically be populated on your offer wall as gems. So install an app below to earn gems. Or we can also say install an offer below to earn gems, which would probably be more appropriate. Or we can also say interact with an offer below to earn gems. So you can see for each one, this is the app wall, and then this is the offer wall. So on the mobile device, it'll say this instruction text, and then on the offer wall, it'll say this text. So perhaps app would probably be more appropriate here, and then offer would be more appropriate here. I think I kind of messed up there. But on the app wall, we also display offers that are specifically made for mobile devices as well. So the name might also be appropriate there. I think as you can see from the screenshot here, you'll see on mobile devices that we display the option for them to install apps or to complete offers or surveys. We basically leave that option up to them. And then if, let's see, for the offer title length, this is how long the maximum length for the offer title. So if you're for your template, let's say you want to make the font size a bit bigger for the offer title, you may want to shorten the offer title so it doesn't run into this button over here or mess up the layout. or maybe you'll want to use a shorter offer title because it looks okay on desktop, but it doesn't look okay on mobile. So it's something to play around with. All of our templates are set this way by default, so they should work as they are, but if you want to make modifications to it, this is something you may have to modify to match your new design. So if the visitor is using a mobile device, display this design. Because this design, this template is mobile responsive, and all of these templates are mobile responsive, this should be the option that you pick. But if you wish to use a different offer wall that you completed for a mobile device, you can click this drop down menu and select it. But you have to create that offer wall first before you can select it from this drop down menu. So as we already went over, this is the name of your currency. In this example, it's gems. The points ratio. So for every dollar your user earns, how many gems do you want to give them? So we could say 50 gems. It depends on how much your currency is worth to the dollar. So if they complete a dollar survey or install a mobile app that pays them $1, you would give them, they would pay out 50 gems to that user. So this is the incentive right here. And then we have the credit method. So if you're tech savvy and you know how to set up a postback, we recommend using the automatic function. However, if you wish to manually reward your user, you can select the manual method here. And then after they complete a survey, we would prompt them for their email or their sub ID, which would be their username on whatever site that they're using. And that way you know who to reward what money to. So for instance, you would see that someone who completed the email address, whatever the email address may be, has earned 50 gems in the report that we provide, and that way you know to manually give that person 50 gems in your game. So in this example, we'll just go with the automatic setup. And then the postback URL. So this is why this is more for advanced users. We have postback documentation that you can access here. If you have any feedback about our postback, or perhaps any questions, you can send in a support ticket. However, we're not able to assist with all postback questions because a lot of it has to do with how the tracking is set up on your side too. So there's a lot that can go into it, but for most of the tech savvy people, this would take about 5 minutes to set up. If you don't know how to do this part, we recommend hiring someone who can do this part for you. It's definitely worth the time. It'll save you a lot of time in the future from having to manually credit everyone one by one. So if you want to prompt them, the visitor, for an email or sub ID, if you're using the automatic postback feature, I would just select no here. And then the offer wall name, this is just for your reference only. And then you can go to create. But for the more advanced users, this is where you can change the layout of the offer wall. You can see here, this is simply the part that repeats for each offer. So this is the code for one offer. So whatever you change here would change for every offer that's displayed on your offer wall. And as you can see, we have like just instruction text right here. You can change it to install this offer or to complete this offer, which would probably be more appropriate for all the offers that are in our system. And then you can see this is where the offer title is filled in. And then here's the points. This is automatically filled in too. That's the amount of points that the user will receive for completing the offer. And here's our code to create a random color for this template. That's the one, as you saw in the example up here. we have a random color that's chosen for each one of these buttons to make them look more attractive. So, and then there's also CSS options over here as well. If you wish to change any color, you can change the whole background to a darker color. You can change the fonts to a lighter color. Basically, you can make this match your game perfectly, and the idea behind that is so it's a less jarring user experience. Your user doesn't feel like they've left your site at all. They don't feel like they're interacting with something that's third party or foreign. They feel like you want them to feel like they're interacting with something that's integrated well into their site and that's a part of your site. So that's the idea of the customization, but this is not necessary if you don't know how to edit HTML code or CSS. You can just skip that step and just use the default template that we have in place then. And then type in the name of the offer wall you like to create. We'll just call this Game of Wars. You can already see that I created some in the past. Games of Wars, Game of Wars 88, for example. Go to create, and then you should be able to find it over here. Game of Wars 88. Now, you can get the code to it. I'll show you the different options here. You have to agree to our terms. Here's a direct link. So if you don't want to put this on your website, you simply just want to link people to it instead of embedding it into your website. So basically you can say, want to earn more points? Click on this link here, and when they click on this link, your offer wall would show up. You can do it this way. You could do it that way by using this direct link. Another alternative method here is we can use the iframe or the embed tag, and this will embed it right into your site, which is what we recommend because it looks like it's part of your site. You can use your site's header, your site's footer, and have it blend in perfectly with your site, so it doesn't feel like something that's foreign or third party, and it's something that your users will trust more, because if they trust your site, they'll likely trust something that's embedded in it. And then here's a script tag if you wanted to that needs to be placed on the site to detect desktop versus mobile users. So this is something you just need to put in the header of your site. You can put in the body. It doesn't necessarily matter. It just needs to be included somewhere if you're using the iframe tag. But otherwise, if you're going to use a direct link, all you need is a direct link, and you don't need this script tag down here. So you can just copy and paste any of these into your site. We have some instructions up here letting you know how you can pass the sub ID. Through the URL, and if you want to read more about that, that's in the post-back documentation. Once everything's set up, you have options here to preview your offer wall. You have statistics for it. Here's the manual credit manager. So if you have a manual option set up, this is where you would manually credit everyone. And then we also have offer options. So if you want to turn offers on or off, or perhaps set a minimum of payout for which offers you want to appear, this is where you'd select it. We'd recommend not changing any of these options. For the offer options, this is more for advanced users, because we automatically display our top converting offers first, and the top converting means offers that have basically the most amount of earnings per click on our network. So for instance, if an offer pays $1 and we see on our network, just for an example, that it has one lead and 10 clicks, we would consider that to be like a 10-cent EPC offer, which would rank it above all offers that have 9 cents or less. So basically what I'm saying here is please leave this option alone, but we're providing it for more advanced users. If you have any questions, feel free to submit a support ticket. Thank you for watching.